What if the UNCRC were ratified? What is the UNCRC? The UNCRC is an agreement between countries which sets out the basic rights all children should have. The United States is one of 2 countries that have not yet ratified this agreement. The UNCRC Articles 1 through 5, which are called the umbrella articles, help in understanding what each of the specific right articles are. Article 1, definition of a child. Article 2, non-discrimination. Article 3, best interest of the child. Article 4, implementation of rights. Article 5, parental guidance. There are 4 underlying principles of the UNCRC that will be depicted on the following slides. Hello, my name is Charmaine Jenkins, and I'm going to be informing you all about the positive changes that would occur if the UNCRC were ratified. I'll be doing that by connecting this convention to my life story. While with my biological mother, I believe I should have been able to stay in her custody. There was no abuse or no neglect, and everything was working out well as far as me and my siblings could understand. According to DIFUS, because she used drugs and alcohol, they decided it would be in the best interest of us to remove us from our mother's custody, no matter what we thought was right. While being placed in different foster homes, I suffered from a lot of abuse and neglect along with my siblings. I had no life. I was restricted to a lot of things I could do, and I had not much I could look forward to. The UNCRC would have been very helpful in this cause, making me feel like I was wanted, at least if I was with a foster parent that took care of me. My adoption experience was not one of the best as well. After being in the foster care system for 3 to 4 years, I was then adopted along with my 4 sisters. Once again, there was a lot of abuse and neglect in this situation, and there was not much I felt that I could do, being that once I went to workers, I was ignored a lot of the time. In any of these situations, it was not right for me, and I do believe that my development was messed up in a way because there were a lot of things I didn't know and a lot of extra things I had to do because of the fact that I was in these harmful situations, and once informing authorities, not much was done. I am now in college and struggling with friendships, sometimes relationships, and just keeping stable people around who I know will be able to help me. There is not much I can say, but that if the UNCRC were ratified, that I believe that a lot of the negative things that happened in my life could have been altered. After hearing my story, I know there are a lot of questions people may have, so I am now going to answer a few of them, which will give you guys a better understanding of how my story could have turned out a little differently if the UNCRC had been ratified.
If the UNCRC had been ratified, how might your outcome have changed?
I would like to target the document as a whole because there are a lot of different articles that affected my situation just through reading it. Those articles are as follows: Article 9, 12, 13, 19, 21, 26, and 39. Within those articles, there are a few different things that would have changed my outcome potentially. One, I would have been able to get better advocacy, and I would have also been able to advocate for myself so that my voice would be heard. Like I mentioned in my story, there were a lot of times when my voice was not heard, and I feel like I was not able to be put in better situations. Another thing that would have helped is that I believe that there would not have been a lot of neglect and abuse in the foster homes and the adoptive family that I was with, because the workers would have fought more for me to be taken out of those situations. I would have been more informed about what was going on in my case. A lot of the times I did not know anything that was going on and was signed out of things, of different foster homes or my adoption, without going to court or being able to tell the judge what I think should have happened. Had I been able to do that, I believe that I would still be with my biological family to this day. Part of the UNCRC states that the states or the government should fight for the kids to be left with their legal guardians if they are not being harmed or any other type of neglect, which I was not.
In your opinion, what specific article in the UNCRC, if implemented, would make the biggest difference to the welfare of children?
I believe Article 19 is one of the biggest articles that could make a difference in the lives of children and protecting their welfare. Article 19 states that all government should care for and protect all children against abuse and neglect, and it is also the priority of their caregiver to do the same. If I was protected against abuse and neglect, once again, I would not be in a lot of the situations that were harmful to me.
Is there anything in the UNCRC that would give children the right to advocate and speak for themselves?
Article 12 states that children should be able to express their views freely, as long as they are at a developed age and that they are mature enough to do so. If I was able to speak freely in court systems and judicial situations like Article 12 states, I believe once again that my outcome could have changed, because the courts and the law guardians, along with the lawyers, would have heard my opinion and why I believe that certain things were happening and why I should have been removed from certain situations instead of me consistently being ignored. That is now the end of my story and my questions and answers segment. I would like to thank those advocates who did help me along the way, one of which was a caseworker, and also some people I've met through different programs being in the system. It's now your turn to make a difference. If we all sit here and don't do anything, how can children's lives truly be changed? Help make a difference by going to get this document ratified and pressing it with your senators, the president, and you as voters can help this happen. Thank you.